Hello, hello, hello. Today I want to do a quick screencast on a cool piece of software that one of my friends built that I'm going to use to draw up some storyboards. It is called Storyboarder, built by Wonder Unit. This is the website. And you can get the software on GitHub. If you go to github.com/wonderunit/storyboarder, come over here, click on the releases link, and download the latest release. This is a piece of software that I've used for a grand total of less than an hour. And the first time I used it, I just kind of didn't follow any tutorial, popped in and found it pretty intuitive and easy to use. So not everyone may be as adventuresome as I am in trying it out, and I thought I would take a minute to just show how easy it is to use for my purposes. All right, so I'm going to come in here, create a new storyboard, create a blank one. We choose aspect ratio. Let's just do HD. Test for screencast. Let's save it to the desktop. Okay. So we're making a new storyboarder project. Let's make this real big. And you can draw and stuff on here, but I'm not too good at drawing, which is one of the reasons I like this software. And I'm going to use this thing called Shot Generator. So if I double click on that on the right, it opens up this virtual space where I have a camera set up, and I can start popping in some characters, which I'm going to do immediately. So I just click, I get a character, I can move around in here. Already pretty easy to use here. Click this, let's give this character a name, Ted. Ted is a character in the short that I'm working on. He's a little bit heavier, so let's give him some obesity. And, yeah, he's got a little muscle, so we'll give him some muscle too. Cool, so I've got my first character here. Let's save that board out. Now let's add a second character. This is a father-daughter story. So I'll pop in another character here. And I want to change the sort of body proportions of them. I'm going to make this character a child. It's a 10-year-old girl named Abby. So let's give her a name. Cool. Let's make her a little bit taller. And let's make Ted a little bit taller too. 6 feet tall. Cool. Oops. I didn't really want to move the camera around like that. Cool. Alright, so now I've got my two characters here just kind of hanging out, and in this scene they're playing rock paper scissors. So let's just I guess they're at 0. Let's just see what happens if I move this camera to 0. Yeah, okay, so the camera's here. Let's move this back here. Yeah, so we'll put this at 0 just for the sake of simplicity. Camera is 1 meter off the ground. Actually, let's back up the camera a little bit more. I think we're going to want to I want to use a different lens, and so you can see down here this is a 37.89 millimeter lens. If you hit the bracket buttons, you can choose different lenses. So here's a 24, 35. I kind of want to do this as a 24, I think. Let's just, whoops, not what I wanted to do. Let's just get these guys a little bit more centered. It looks like they kind of stay pinned to the floor, which is cool. And now I'm going to pull the camera in. So yeah, let's come in here. I want to move the camera a little bit higher. And I think I want to come in even a little bit closer for this rock, paper, scissors match. Yeah, let's get them a little bit closer, and I want to. You can see here they're not. This is cool in this overhead. You can see what direction they're facing, where this little pointy nose is. So if I wanted to, I could kind of like turn them to more face each other. Maybe. I wonder how I can. I don't know exactly how to do this. I bet there's a way to have her look up at him, a little beyond the scope of what I'm doing here. She's going to be playing paper. He's going to be playing rock. So let's put his hand here, and I can change his hand gesture to a fist. Boom. All right, cool. I kind of want to bump this camera up slightly higher. Yeah, we could even come in a little bit more, I think, now. Closer. Let's just see what the different lenses look like. Here's 22, 18, 24, 35. Yeah, I like the 24 millimeter lens here. Anyway, this is what I really like about this is you can play with the different lenses and kind of move the camera around. You get your overhead diagram over here. And it's really easy to pose the characters, manipulate them, change what direction they're looking. Let's give that a shot. But here I clicked on this purple ring here, and I'm gonna have her look up a little bit at her dad. And then we could have him look down a little bit at her. Cool. Right? I don't know what happened to his fist. Let's pop that back. Yeah. Cool. So she wins. Sweet. All right. So I want to save that to a board. Now, let's do one more thing in this demo. I'm going to duplicate this board by hitting D. And I'm going to come into my second shot. And now what I want to do is and over her shoulder looking at him. So kind of her perspective looking up at him. Cool. I mean, you get the idea, right? We could maybe bring the camera a little bit lower down to make it more her perspective. Right? Cool. We see our overhead for this shot. And the characters are still in the same position. So we can save that to the board. Let's come in and duplicate it again. Now let's get his perspective. We'll move the camera over here. Respect our 180 degree rule. Well, I guess it would have been easier to go the other direction. But, all right, let's come up a little bit higher. Right, we could, let's move a little bit more over his shoulder here. And you can see here, like from this perspective, we didn't quite set up the hands the right way, so they're touching, but you get the idea. Yeah, I mean, this could be how we do this shot. Maybe it's not how we would actually do it, but it is for our purposes and know where the shoulder, his perspective looking at her. So we got our kind of medium shot, both of them, her looking up at him, and his over the shoulder looking down at her. Yeah, so that is the quick version of how to use Shot Generator. Hope you find it useful, and have a great day.